take two recording because I mute my mic when I do the October tracks of the week video, and that meant that every time I recorded it was muted. So here we go again. Cactus Café, Courteeners. In my opinion, one of the best albums they've had since St. Jude. In my opinion, this is definitely one that I think holds quite nicely when it comes to building up a whole aesthetic. I think Cactus Cafe's whole theme is quite warming and inviting, and I think that's a really good touch when you're introduced to the ethereal Sweet Surrender, which definitely feels like you're just entering this very calm, nice, sort of tropical aesthetic. I'm not even say tropical, but there's definitely more of like a beach vibe. Definitely say more of like a western beach vibe, and it's really nice and inviting how Brooke, Combe, her voice works really nicely on this one. Sweet Surrender's just been my favourite track on the record, and I think that's a strong start for the record. But as you dive down, you get tracks like Cactus Café, which is just fun, upbeat, and just hits all in the right spots, gives you a pretty nice fun dose of warmth, if that makes sense. And then we also got stuff like Beginning of the End with DMAs, which I've talked about DMAs on the How Many Dreams record back last year, and while I wasn't a big fan of that, I definitely think their addition here is quite nice, and they definitely add their energy to this track in a good, well crafted way. Honestly, the whole record is shocking how consistent it is in this whole vibe, and just how, while lyrically it may not be the best things they've done, I feel like this is easily the best the band's put out in a while, because to me, St. Jude's was just a good album, and I felt the band failed to kind of follow with it. Each record just kind of feeling quite bland in my opinion, with a little bit of mediocrity throughout. I've not been a big Courteeners fan, but I don't know what it is. I feel like something here just clicked and the band's managed to work on something, because this doesn't feel like St. Jude, but it feels like the band's exploring new areas, which works quite nicely, and I'm actually happy they did that as well. There's nothing I dislike with this, but I will say that I think the album could be stronger, especially towards the second half, with tracks like Lulu, in my opinion, kind of not being quite as interesting in my opinion. But I think the album as a whole is a nice vibe, and definitely one of the better indie albums we've had this year, up there with the Libertines, and how I'd even see Blossoms as well. It's a good album, and I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. I quite enjoyed it. Hope you'll enjoy. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next video.